everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. If you are brand new to my channel, my name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee in Zone 7B, and I'm so passionate about growing food and teaching others how to grow food and inspire you to homestead, do DIY, cook from scratch, preserve your food, all the things. That's what I'm all about here on this channel. So I hope that you would subscribe and stick around as we go along what I call my gardening journey. So one of the things that we want to do today is we're going to have fun and do a little playing. That means we're going to play. That's what it means. And so I say play because we are going to be planting up some planters for the front of my house. Or I may decide to put them somewhere else, but it gives me a chance to just be creative, and you don't have to worry about any rules and what goes with what. We're just going to get a chance to play and kind of create whatever we want. And then we're also going to check off some things off of our garden to-do list. I know your list is long if it's like mine, but we're just going to try to get as many things as we can get done on this video. But before we jump into today's content, I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. If you don't know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so I've partnered with BetterHelp as they're sponsoring this video to spread awareness about mental health and say that it is a-okay if you need a therapist. There are so many people who still have this stigma that getting help when you need it and connecting with a therapist is bad. And I'm here to tell you that it is not bad, but it is sometimes necessary. So if you have something going on in your life that you need somebody to talk to, go to the first link in my description below. One of the things I like about BetterHelp is that when you click on that link to be ask a series of questions and kind of like a questionnaire, it's going to ask you your personality, what you need therapy for, and it's going to create a profile and match you with a therapist that closely aligns with the things that you put in your questions. In as little as 48 hours, you'll get matched with a therapist, and you can talk to that therapist many different ways. You can talk by video call, you can talk by text, you can talk by phone. And so long are the days when you have to actually get in your car and drive and go see a therapist. They have made it so very convenient. And so as you're going through this month and even in future months, if you're going through a hard time, a divorce, maybe grief, or just whatever it may be, I encourage you to seek the help that you need. Click the link in my description below. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. Now, y'all, we got all the things. We got all the things. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Let me make a disclaimer. Y'all see this? Okay, if you know, you know. That's Miracle Grow. Now, if you've been around, you know that me and Miracle Grow, we're not friends, we're not cousins, like we don't align. But let me tell you why I have Miracle Grow. So that way, if you don't watch the whole video, which you should, you won't be saying, I can't believe that she's using Miracle Grow and she talks about Miracle Grow. Now listen, I have made a few comments about Miracle Grow, and I'm not a huge fan because I'm really particular about what goes in my soil when I'm planting food. But the reason why I got this Miracle Grow is because I'm planting flowers in a planter. I'm not even planting flowers in my raised bed along with my food. So that is the reason why I got Miracle Grow, because it was way more cost effective. And the flowers are just for my enjoyment and for beauty. If they make it all summer long and look beautiful, amen and amen. If they don't, it is no big deal, right? We tried, and we can just go buy some more flowers, or we can just call it a wash. It's not a big deal. But when it comes to my food, y'all know I'm very particular about the brands of soil that I use. When it comes to planting flowers, I'm not particular about the brands of soil I use when it's gonna be in a planter. So this bag right here, they were $2 a piece. Can somebody say $2? $2. So very cost effective. The bags of soil that I buy to put in my beds range anywhere from $12 to $15 a bag on average, which some people may say that's high. Again, high is relative depending on what I found out in life is that you get what you want and you will pay for what you want, right? You may buy something that's a price that I'm like, I would never pay that for that thing. And you may. But you know what? That's what makes us all unique. And because it's my garden, I get to do what I want. And because it's your garden, you get to do what you want, okay? So that's the disclaimer on why I have the Miracle Grow. That's the only time you're going to see me using Miracle Grow, okay? So let's talk about what we're planting in. So I have this big, let's see how big this is. It's 1.5 gallons, 20 inch. You can see that there. Y'all, I got these at Home Depot it may have been almost 2 months ago, and they were on sale for $8. I only got 2, and I'm kicking myself that I only got 2. I should have got like 6 or 10, right? $8. These are regularly, like, I think they were regular price either $16 or $18. So that was a big deal. And I only found out about it because I'm in one of those gardening groups on Facebook, like I'm sure many of us are. And it was like all the rage, you know. And was it Home Depot or was it Lowe's? I don't remember. It was one of the two. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, it was all the rage. People was getting $2 bags of soil and $8 these buckets. It's quite large, like quite large. But we bought some flowers and we are going to get it planted up. So I have a different range of flowers. So let me show you what all I have. Well, first, before I do that, let's get the actual soil in here. So let me go around this way. I'm using the table just so that you can see good and I don't have to do a lot of bending. And I bought, I think, 7 bags for 2 barrels. Let's see, because I was trying to guesstimate. I couldn't remember how big these barrels were. But now that I see them, let's hope we got enough soil. And these bags are the, how many quarts is this? 0.75 quarts. So it's not the huge bags. It's the smaller bags. Oh yeah, we should be fine. This probably 1 bag got us halfway. So it shouldn't take more than 2 bags of soil of this size. This one is already open. And I like this size bag when I'm doing it myself because I can manage it versus those big bags of soil. It's hard for me to manage and pick up on my own. And just for clarification, when I'm talking about those big, that I pay $12 to $16 per bag, it's actually a much bigger bag than this. It's 2 cubic feet, usually. This is 0.75 cubic feet. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be perfect. 2 bags. I could probably put a little bit more. So let me show you. Okay, you can see it's pretty much up almost to the top, right? I could add more soil if I wanted to, but let's take a look at what we have and go from there. And I wonder, should I do both of them at the same time? I was thinking, let's see. I was kind of thinking I wanted them to mirror each other, but I don't know. Because I was thinking about putting them in the front of my house, like one on each end. So I thought if they mirrored each other, that would be, when I say mirror each other, like they have the same flowers and they're pretty much identical. I thought that would be cute and cohesive, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, I don't guess. And y'all, this is why I say this is like play for me, because this is not something that I normally do. Like I do a lot of, flowers and stuff in my GREENSTALKs and all that good stuff, but this is like using the creative part of my brain. And I don't know, why don't we just do one and then we can see what we have and then see if we want to, I don't know, do them both the same. I got multiples of plants. Right, okay, so these celosia are so tall. I grew celosia, but I bought these from a nursery. They are so tall. They definitely got to be planted deep so they can be stabilized. But, all right, so this is kind of what we have. I have some, what are these? Are those begonias? Begonias, I think, here. And then I have some coleus. You can see that here. Then I have some Dusty Miller for a pop of color, a pop of white. Then I have these coleuses. I have something that looks like that. And then I have the white. So let's just start playing around with it. Okay, y'all, I don't know what I'm doing, but that's why I said we're playing, because it's just for me. So let's start with this coleus here. And I'm trying to think, and again, I don't know if I should approach this like a flower arrangement and like have a centerpiece and all that. Y'all help me out, because I don't know. I don't want to do analysis paralysis, and I don't want to make this more difficult. I really just want to play. But in me doing the video, I feel like I need to know a little something. Y'all don't know nothing. So do I just start planting these flowers, or do I have a central point and then put stuff around it? I'm just gonna do what feels good. So I know I definitely want a Dusty Miller in these. And if you like a flower planter expert, then let me know and help me out. And you know what? I probably could divide some of these, I guess. Let's try that. Let's divide some. Y'all, the front of my house is always like neglected because I don't have time to focus on it and do it myself because I'm so focused on the garden. But I still like for the front of my house to look good, if that makes sense. But usually the front of my house, we have people that will come and help us out to help us, you know, plant different things and to try to keep it maintained. Plus, like in my front yard, it is like you got to get on your hands and knees to plant it versus I have a little bit more help when I'm doing it in the garden. Hopefully that makes sense. So although I want to always have planters and have, you know, pretty things and all that jazz, the reality of it is that this is really not my first time, but it's not something that I do every year, but I want to. And so today I'm taking the time to do it. So I'm just taking this plastic off. And then y'all tell me, if you have these planters, where do you have them? Ooh, y'all, that's heavy. It is definitely heavy. Okay, so far we have the coleus, we have that little white flower, we have some begonias here. And again, I don't know how much to put because, again, I know it's gonna fill out and all of that stuff. Let's put some of this in here. We just playing. If there's some rules, let me know, because I don't know. I'm just gonna divide this. Oh boy, that's probably not a good idea. Because it's like, don't break me. Don't even break me. Let's see. And I wonder if I need some like more low-lying flowers. Let's save this one, because it don't want to act right. Let's try one of these celosias, since there's two in here. Well, let's go with the yellow, since we already got some reds and pinks and all of that. I think I've decided to move that already. Let's see if I can go really, really deep with this. Y'all, that might be too tall. Here, let's snip this some. No, I can't snip it. See, I'm thinking like it's a cut flower. Okay, let me see how deep I can really go on this one. And again, coleus grows tall, so I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if that is gonna work. And maybe it should be on an edge, kind of like a backdrop. Y'all seeing up close and personal. We playing. So y'all tell me, for those of you, most of y'all are here are gardeners, so tell me what percentage of time you think you spend on like your vegetable, herb, food garden and stuff like that versus like in your at your house, like your front house, around your house, patio, things like that. How much time do you think you spend? Like, how do you divide your time? Maybe that's what I'm saying. Meaning, are you able to like get it all done? Because I surely feel like I can't. I feel like I can't. And just when I thought I had too many flowers, now I'm wishing I had more flowers varieties, but I don't. Yep, now I wish I had more flower varieties. I like this yellow celosia, but I don't like it sticking up like that. Like, I want it to be with the rest of the class. Does that make sense? I want her to be with the rest of the class at the same height or a similar height. Huh. Yeah, now I'm wishing that I had more different kinds of flowers. And I was thinking I had too many. But I just wish I had more diverse. And I thought that I did, but oh well. Oh, you know what? I got more of these I can put in here. And I know that they're gonna fill out, so I don't know that I should overcrowd it and put every little space, you know? I'm breaking all kinds of rules, y'all, because I just cut that celosia. It was just too tall. Oh, I done broke that stem. Huh. See, I'm treating this like a doggone flower arrangement. And I know that's not what it is. But let's talk about this. Because you know what? This is very uncomfortable for me because I'm not great at it. And I really don't know what I'm doing. And I know that I don't have to know what I'm doing. But it still makes me uncomfortable because I don't know. And I see all the flower arrangements at people's houses. I'm like, oh, that is so pretty. But I don't know how to recreate that myself. I like pretty things, but this is not a part of my brain that is really, really strong, if that makes sense. I'm way more analytical than I am creative. Y'all remember if you were here when I was doing those, whatchamacallit, things for Christmas? Y'all, that was stressing me out. And this right here is stressing me out, and it shouldn't stress me out because it's supposed to be fun. But that's how it is. Something that you're not good at, it creates a level of stress and overwhelm. Okay, let me show you what I've done. Y'all, I don't like it. I like all of the flowers, but something about the way it's in here, I don't like it, but I don't know how to fix it. And I wonder, should I take these celosias out? Because I don't know if the celosias are going to reroot. So I want, okay. Let me, I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. Okay, y'all. That's it right there. I think I'm going to take the celosia out. But you know what? Let's do the other one without celosia and more of the low-lying ones. And let's see how that looks. Let's try that. Y'all, don't be talking about me. Okay, y'all, they're both done. So in this one, the second one, I didn't put any celosia in it. So everything is relatively around the same height. So I have that one in there, some begonias, that little white flower that looks like this, the coleus and the dusty miller. And then that one has some of the same thing, except it has the celosia in it. So I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, what y'all think? But let me talk to you about what occurred to me as I was doing the second one. So as I was doing the second one, I kind of just zoned out and just started just doing what felt right. And so basically I did the same thing, except I just didn't do the celosia. And I'm going to keep the celosia in here so that I know for myself whether or not it's going to work. I could take it out now, but that is how you learn. And as I was doing this one, And I was just like, I can't believe I came on video and I don't even know what I'm doing. And I'm just rambling and mumbling and all this stuff. And you know what? The Holy Spirit, he was like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't know how to do that now you know how to do. And I started to think about that because I think it was a very good lesson for me. The things that I'm good at, I'm great at. The things that I'm not good at, I'm really not good at them. And I know what my strengths are. And I've said before, I know what my strengths are and I stay in my lane and I rock with my strengths. Right? But sometimes you have to play the things that are not your strength. And at the end of the day, and again, I'm self-talking because I kind of spun myself up like, oh my God, this is horrible. I'm on camera, which, I mean, I didn't have to show you the video, but in all transparency, like, this is who I am. And I think that this is not just a word for me, but a word for somebody else as well, is that sometimes we don't do things because we're not good at it. We're not vulnerable enough to try. And we think just because we're not good at it that we shouldn't do it, even though it's something that we want to do. So for example, this is something that I want. I want to have these planters somewhere around my property at my house. And I want to be the one to do it. I don't want to buy it. I want to do it. So that is a desire for me. But I know that it's not my strong suit. And I really know that I don't know what I'm doing, right? But if I never buy the planters, I never buy the flowers, and I'm just wishing and desiring, now I've made the thing much bigger than what it is. Because at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? I spend the money on the planters, the soil, and the flowers, and it look a hot mess. Or somebody come over here and be like, oh my gosh, who did those flower rooms? They look horrible. Like, that is the worst that could possibly happen. And the likelihood of that happening is probably nil, right? Most people, if they think it's bad, they're not going to say it unless it's like somebody real close to you. Because, you know, the closest people are the ones who hurt you the most, right? So my kids may say, who did that? Right? But if that's the worst that can happen, then let me just suck it up, buttercup, right? At the end of the day, these planters, I got more than half price, and the planters are good. So if I screw this arrangement up, I can still plant something else in them. So the planters are here to stay. The soil was $2 a bag. So I'm about $4 of soil in each of these, right? So I'm like at $12 now for the planter. The planter was $8, the soil was $4, so that's $12. And then for these flowers, I don't know how much I spent, but they were all of them were like $2.50. And I think I spent like $27, $30, somewhere along in there. So let's just say, and I still have some plants left over right here. But let's just say, right, that let's add an extra $10. So let's just say I spent like $22. Yeah, $22 on this planter and this arrangement. When you buy them at Home Depot, they're way more than that. If you get the base and it's already done, it's more than that. So I'm already cheaper than what I could have bought in the store, and I can reuse this over and over and over and over. What am I saying? Try the thing that you want to try. If there's something that you want to try and you're not good at it, then just say you're not good at it yet, right? I'm sure the more I do it, and somebody's going to leave me a comment and say, oh, Barbara, have you thought about this? Or start here and then work your way. Somebody's going to give me a comment that's going to give me a tip that I can try for the next time. And if I keep doing it, y'all, fast forward 2 or 3 years, I'll be like, look at my flower arrangement, right? It is the same thing, y'all, with gardening. 5 years ago, I had never put my hands in dirt, but I put my hands in dirt right out here in this very backyard on April the 27th, 2020. And I knew nothing about gardening. And look at me now. Not that it's about me, but as I was doing it, it's like the Holy Spirit spoke and was like, stop it. Like, just stop it. It don't matter. It does not matter. I know that's incorrect English. It does not matter. Okay? Try the thing that you're afraid of. Try and do the thing. And if it's something that brings you joy, then do it anyway. It doesn't matter. And then if you really are into it and you want it to be better, then just learn, right? If I really want to just knock this thing out, I'm sure there's a YouTube that'll tell me exactly how to do it. And I'm sure one of you gonna tell me exactly how to do it. So I don't know who that was for besides myself, but it was like, as I was doing it, the Lord just started to bring back like all the things that I had never done. He brought back to me the first time that you were a mother, you were terrified. Y'all, I didn't grow up babysitting. And I tell everybody, I don't really like kids. I just like my kids, right? Like, I wasn't the one babysitting. I wasn't the one taking care of kids at church. Like, that's just not who I am. In terms of, you know, some people are kid people. I'm not a kid person. And so when it came to me having my own children, the first diaper I changed was my daughter's. And I remember being terrified of being a mother. And I remember my mom telling me at the time, she's like, you have what it takes because God put something on the inside of you and it's called instinct, and you will know how to take care of your child. That couldn't have been more true. Then the Lord brought to me in my career. I remember the first time I got a leadership manager role. I had never been a manager before. You got to start somewhere. And the first person I managed was somebody that was working alongside me. Now you talk about hard. Try you and somebody doing the exact same job one day, and then the next day you're their boss and y'all the same age. That's hard. But that was my first leadership position. And in my professional career, I got promoted 8 times in a 20-year span when I was working in corporate America. And so the first leadership position I didn't know how to do, but you know what? I learned. So I'm saying all that to say you have to start somewhere. And no, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do have flowers and I do have a planter, and they going somewhere. They are going somewhere. And the next time, hopefully it'll be better. Now, I'm gonna stop all that because we got another thing to plant up that I'm excited about. But hopefully that helps somebody. I don't know why, but you know, whenever when the feeling hits me that I need to say something, then I try to be obedient and just say it. So here are our 2 planters, but we have one more thing that we're going to plant up in this pot right here. Now you'll notice this is not nearly as sexy as these because it's just gonna go back here in the back of the house. And I had this pot left over, but we are going to plant a citronella plant. I bought this at a local nursery. I've never had a citronella plant before. It's supposed to help with mosquitoes, and he said it gets real big, so that's why he said use a big pot. So this is the biggest pot that I had, and so we're gonna put, it smells just like citronella. And I'm wondering, y'all, if I can extract the oil and you make me some citronella oil, because of course we use the citronella oil in our insect spray. If you don't have our insect spray, you need to get it. It works wonderful if mosquitoes love you. So I'm just gonna put this like back here. So as I come outside in the house, or as we're going from the house to the sunroom, like to eat or something like that, then hopefully it'll keep the mosquitoes at bay. So we're gonna plant this up in here. And he showed me, the guy, when I went to the nursery, and that's another thing, y'all. If you are not in tune and in touch with your local nursery, get in tune, get in touch. Those are some of the best places to go for flowers, and you can also form relationships. Like the day that I went to this nursery, I was the only one there. He was having like a end of the season sale type of thing, and I was the only one there. And so he was there by himself, and so he wanted to talk, and so I let him talk. Right? He was so nice and so friendly and was so helpful. And he took me in one of his greenhouses and he showed me his citronella plant. He said it was as old as him, that he had it that long. It was huge, and he takes cuttings from it every single year. And this year he had 250 cuttings just from his citronella plant, and he sold it. So y'all, what you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll be selling it. Sure will. Okay, so let's get some soil. And this is around the same size, so I'm thinking that our 2 bags should be enough. We got 3 bags left, so we should still be to the good. And you know what? I just thought about it. I'm going to have to get my husband to drill some holes, probably in the bottom of all of these pots, so they can drain. And you know what? I think I'll go ahead and put the plant in there. If you've grown a citronella plant before, let me know. He said it really works. We'll see. If not, it's pretty. It's not gonna hurt anything. Yeah, now let me pour it, and then I can just do it the other way like I've been doing. That's a little easier. Okay, simple, easy. And I still have pretty much 75% of this bag of soil left over. So I can do more stuff. I really wish I would have got some more of those wine barrels. That was such a good deal. But I don't know if any of you are like this. That particular day when I was getting those planters, I had spent so much money that day. And I don't remember what I was spending it on, but I just remember I had spent a lot of money that day. I was going here, there, and everywhere buying up stuff. I think it was all for the farm. And so when I went by there, I was just like, let me get two, because I was already like, girl, pump your brakes. You already spent a lot of money. Is anybody else like that? Like you got a mental limit in your mind, like, okay, I didn't spend enough today. Ain't nothing else getting spent today. Okay, it smells so good. It smells just like citronella, which I like that scent. It's like a lemon scent or whatever. So we got our 2 planters and we have our citronella, and this is what we have left over. Okay, y'all, I watered it in, and y'all, I just looked up citronella, is it safe around dogs? And it said no. I have been so bad about, like, nothing has happened, but because I don't normally plant outside of my house, I mean outside of the tunnel and stuff, I'm not used or accustomed to looking up if stuff is safe for dogs, because mostly I'm always planting in the tunnel and I'm doing food and stuff like that. But I bought a plant a couple of months ago, and someone said, hey, look it up. What was it? Was it Lantana? Not Lantana, it was something, and it said it was toxic to dogs, and so I threw it away. It said the citronella plant is not safe for dogs, so I think I'm going to have to put it in my tunnel. My dogs do not come in the tunnel. As you know now, if they do something at night, I don't know about it, but everything looks the same when I go in. But they're less likely to be in the tunnel than they are around the front yard, and they don't even mess with my plants. Like when I had my plants out here, seed stars, like they don't mess with them at all, but I don't want to take a chance of having this plant like right here and they nibble on it or something like that. I don't know. What y'all think? Let me know if you have dogs and if you have a citronella plant outside. And it's just that if they ingest it. So I don't think them being around the citronella plant is bad. It's just if they were to ingest it, it's that it can cause like muscle weakness and indigestion and stuff like that. So anyway, I didn't think about that. It's going somewhere though. It is going somewhere. If it has to go in my tunnel, then that's where it will go. If not, then I will put it out here. So anyway, we got our planters planted. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I thought I was gonna get more done, but I'm running out of time, so I'm not gonna be able to do the other stuff. We'll do it on another day, another video. I just had a couple of odds and ends, and there is some stuff I'm gonna like do some watering and things like that and check on things back here, but I won't do that on camera. I want to thank you guys for so much for joining. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Maybe that was a word for you, just like it was for me. Like whatever it is, just try the thing, just do the thing. It's okay if you're not perfect at it. It's okay if you're not good at it, but don't let fear stop you or your own vulnerability stop you from doing something that you really want to do. I wanted to plant these flowers, and we did. It may not be the best, but it was done with my own hands. So I would love you to subscribe to my channel, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.